Okay. Kennard. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Candy Shop, where we talk about women topics in the media. So I'll go ahead and get started. We are live on YouTube. I'm going to bring my guest on. We have our trail, Kanea. Hey, Kanea. Hey, Hannah. And last but not least, we have Chris. So we'll go ahead and get started. The first topic that we're going to talk about is Love and Marriage Huntsville. And actually, Kanea, can you do me a favor and share this link to Facebook? Yeah. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville is a show that I like. It's been on for about 2 years. The biggest story on there is there's a guy on there who cheated on his wife, and he had an alleged mistress for 5 years. The mistress came out, has spoken, and now him and his wife are going through their divorce because the so-called mistress is pregnant. He aired out a lot of information recently about the mistress, basically saying, about his wife, saying that she cheated on him, she had an abortion. All of this he came up with after the fact of him cheating. Every time he was asked about his cheating, he would change the subject and go back to what his wife did. So my question is this, in regards to, let's say, just side chicks in general, because I know people say don't blame the side chick, but I do want to talk about that. So when did it change where side chicks just tell all and they just come out and get disrespectful? Because it seems like back in the day, even though people have cheated from many years, you didn't hear about this happening. And then men had whole families and stuff. Not to say that it's right to cheat, but why are people so bold today? So I don't know who wants to go first. I'll start with you, Artrell.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. I think it all comes from social media. Because before you had it where they would come out and talk about it, but I think especially now with social media culture, these girls, they can become famous. Like, it's not just, anymore where you're looked at like, oh, like that's that girl. Like, it used to be about whispers in the neighborhood, in the community. But now these girls, they're not just doing it for no reason. They can become famous. They can get followers. They can get money. I'm not saying it's right, but I think that's where the change came from. It's a what can you do for me kind of situation now, like where they want to come up off of it. That's my opinion.
I definitely agree. I'm gonna go to you, Hannah, and I want to hear your opinion on it as well. You can unmute yourself.
Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. I would have to say I'm not sure where this came from. That people are so happy to brag. It's like you hear songs nowadays that encourages you cheating or taking someone's man. And back in the day, it was like, songs like "Ask Me like I know you got a wife, but they don't say it publicly. You just gotta go home to her." Now you hear songs like really empowering, trying to take someone's man, and it makes no sense to me. Because you're the same people. If you get into a relationship, you'll be ready to hurt the person that tries to take your man. So it makes no sense to me.
Definitely, I agree. Kanea?
Sorry.
I can hear you.
Oh, I got it. All right. So back in the day we did have Salt and Pepper when it was like "I'll Take Your Man." And then I can't remember if there was any other songs. I'm pretty sure they were. But I agree. Like, I feel like, it's a whole clout thing and trying to place the blame because of their insecurities that they have about being a side chick in general. And or it's the fact that maybe they found out late that they're the side chick and they might be, feeling some type of way. So they got to, do that get back and put everything on blast and try to ruin an entire household and things like that. Or some women might, be so insecure whereas they feel like they want to share. To me, it all stems from like a deep down insecurity. Even though the Salt and Pepper song "I'll Take Your Man," it seemed like they were so like, "I'll take your man," like they was just amped to do it and they're so easy to do it, and it was like the best thing in the world for them to do that to another woman. But I think it deep down, it stems from being insecure deep down.
Mhm. Thank you, Kanae. And Chris, what are your thoughts? Let me unmute you really quick. What are your thoughts?
I agree with y'all as well. But I also, this is an unpopular opinion, I also think it has a lot to do with the way men cheat. I'm not saying that cheating is right, but I think now they're too sloppy. They don't value their family that they're cheating on as much as they do the side chick. They think that they're going to get better rewards with the side chick, and so they make her feel like she's important. So she feels like she can go out and expose him because she thinks she can take him. When really, usually, when a man cheats on his wife, again, I don't condone this and I don't agree with it, but usually when a man cheats on his wife, he's not going to leave her anyway. But you got these men making these side chicks feel like they're as important, if not more important, than the wife. So they feel like they can go out and try to expose you because they in turn didn't get what they want, and they want to make you look bad when he's just going to stay with his wife anyway. So that's my opinion. And social media has a lot to do with that too.
I definitely agree. I feel like I'm gonna make myself big. I definitely feel like it has to do with men a lot of times because I feel like back in the day, men kept their side chicks in a certain category, but it's like now they are giving them this like power. They're making them feel relevant. They're doing more. It seems like they're doing more things than they did in the past. And then they're talking about their wives to these ladies as well and making them feel, I guess, empowered. And so a lot of it to me has to do with the men. The side chicks are at times they're insecure, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been a side chick. At that time, I wasn't insecure, but I didn't know the man had a wife. I didn't find out until later. And by the time I found out, of course, I was all in. He was separated from his wife, which they always tell you they're separated as well. He ended up, exactly, he ended up leaving his wife and then wanted to marry me. And I was like, no, sir. Like, I guess I go with the saying, the way that you get him is the way that you lose him. And I was not trying to be in that situation. So I definitely feel like for me, it is the men as well. Women today, it's a clout thing. It's social media. It's a lot, but it's just plain out. It's disrespectful. I'll just say that. And I think people in general, men and women, don't value family anymore like they did in the past as well. So we can move on from that topic. Did anybody else have anything that they wanted to add to that?
Well, I was going to say, that just brought to light, made me remember. Well, I wasn't there back in the day, but some of our grandfathers in that era, they would have whole families that the other side of the family wouldn't even know about until the funeral, probably. So yeah.
Yeah, they were quiet, and I don't know. It's like now these side chicks, it's the new thing. It's popular to do it, and a lot of times, I guess the insecurity comes in when they feel like, hey, I'm keeping this man from his wife, and so that right there, I guess, validates them. That's where, to me, the insecurity may come in. But in the end, men are gonna be men regardless. So it's like, I don't know, but I'm gonna move on from that topic, and we will talk, Kanea, about the T.I. and Umi Sushi thing. I know you brought this to me, so you can start us off.
So I'm pretty sure everyone is aware. If you are not, there was a husband and wife that were told they could not have dinner at the restaurant Umi Sushi in Atlanta because the husband, his name is William Johnson, was wearing tennis shoes. He had on a pair of white Air Force Ones, and they recorded the incident. Well, the wife recorded the incident, saying that they were both complaining that there was an older white lady in the restaurant. On the video, you can see that she tried to hide her feet. She also had on a pair of sneakers as well. It escalated outside of the restaurant. The owner came up. He had on a pair of sneakers as well. One of the staff members was escalating the incident with some, not so good choice words towards the victims as well. I call them victims. And so T.I. and Mrs. Ernestine Morrison and Minister Louis Farrakhan's granddaughter, they wanted to meet with both parties. And so T.I. was facing backlash because a lot of people were saying, who made T.I. the spokesperson for Black people? And they feel like T.I. should have met with the victims first because he sat down and met with the owner of the restaurant first. And so William Johnson, the victim in the situation, he went live and was expressing his frustration, saying that T.I. should have reached out to him first and he shouldn't have gotten an apology from the owner before they met with T.I. first. And so all these people are coming for T.I. Some people are coming for Ernestine, but she's pregnant, and so in the comments, it seems
who is Ernestine?
Ernestine Morrison. Her and her husband founded the Legacy Center in Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah, and so it's to me it's very nice. A lot of people were trying to say that they were trying to say that her husband was like scamming people and things like that. I don't feel that way. I think, if you have anybody, like they're trying to say, anytime you have someone that's doing good, there's always going to be a side that's skeptical of it and they're not even in the situation. So that's what's happening to T.I. again. It always happens to T.I. because of his mouth. He's the voice. And so whoever's the voice is going to get it. And so, and a lot of people, they just feel like T.I. is just doing this for clout, and he just rushed and jumped on the bandwagon. I don't agree with that. I think he's just trying to help. So he actually went live and was saying that he is trying to do this for the bigger picture. And he actually met with William Johnson, the victim, at his studio. And the victim he wasn't saying everything that he went on live and said to all of his followers and things like that. And so, T.I. called him out he went live after it and called him out and things like that, and was talking to all of the people who had something to say under the comments, was basically saying, I'm doing this for people who want to step in Umi Sushi after you. It's not just about you. And he was also saying that William Johnson told him at the time when they met in the studio that he didn't know what he wanted to do at that time. So I have my thoughts of what they should do. And then I also have my thoughts about what T.I. and Ernestine Morrison, what they're trying to do with the restaurant owner and things like that. So basically when they went and had the meeting with the restaurant owner, they went on live. They allowed the restaurant owner to apologize. The restaurant owner said that he agreed to do some type of diversity training. The restaurant owner also said that he doesn't get a lot of people, a lot of Black people to apply in management or chef positions or positions in general for his restaurant. And he wants to have more. Basically, he was trying to save face. I think it was all talk.
Okay. I want to stop you right there because I did research it somewhat, and I want to get everybody's opinion on it. With what I saw, I guess people were upset because it appeared T.I. jumped the gun and met with this guy. T.I. is saying that the restaurant owner reached out to him first, and that Mr. Johnson never reached out to him. My thoughts on this, I mean, it's like apples and oranges. I know there was an issue with the guy not meeting in the restaurant, and I understand what T.I. is saying, that we have to meet and know our demands, but T.I. at times, to me, is a little too quick to jump on the bandwagon of things. And I know he was talking about shutting the Houstons down. I am glad that he did jump on this, though, but it probably would have been better if he had talked to the other guy first. Now, Ernestine, the guy Bert put Dr. Umar? Is she married to Dr. Umar or something?
No, not Dr. Umar. I don't think he have no wife. No, I'm just
but I want to hear from Hannah. I'll let you go, Hannah. All right. Oh, let me unmute you.
Okay. First of all, I thought it was Dr. Umar too, because he's a scammer. That's one, a full scammer. In my opinion, so I saw the video. So I'm going to say a couple of things about this. So I have been to an upscale restaurant. It's one downtown Philly that's above the skyline, and you can't wear tennis shoes. That's for any color. However, if they're not white, you can wear them because they're not white shoes. So I mean, I have been to a restaurant where they state you can they don't want you wearing it, but if they're black soles, even if they're white on top, if they're black soles, they'll let anyone in. I don't know the case. I didn't see her sneakers. I did see the video of the guy addressing him. Understandable. As far as T.I., I feel like if he didn't jump on it, people, the first thing they'll say, well, you always vocal, T.I. Why didn't you say nothing right now? And they'll jump on him. But then when he was able to come out and say something, it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't at this point. It's like sometimes you just can't win. And also, not saying, I mean, the guy has the right to be angry, but the way he handled it, I mean, I kind of see why T.I. asked for the other side first because he was really about to beat this man up over sushi. So, I mean, I understand I would be upset if you asking me to leave, but I'm not going to be all in your face and I'm not going in. Also, side note, I'm going to say this. Somebody might not like it, but I will say it. I've been to a sushi restaurant and I saw a black guy cooking sushi and I was like, no, I'm not eating that. Put me over here. And I'm just letting you know how I feel. Like, sir, I'm not eating it. Like if you was frying fish or something, yeah, I'm at your table. But I'm not eating your sushi. And I'm just gonna let you know if I walk in and you sitting there like, what you I'm good. That's just what I prefer, is my preference. We all have our own. But I feel like if he met with one side and then he came back and met with the other, it shouldn't matter whose side he met with first. It should matter that he's trying to have a meeting and trying to get to the bottom of it. Like they say, it's always three sides to every story. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we never will know until if his wife recorded from them walking in the full video, maybe we would have got the whole entire version because there's no, no way of getting avoiding that. However, I just feel like he met with them. It should be fine. It makes no sense to me.
I agree. I'm gonna go to Chris now. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay, I watched all the videos. I watched T.I.'s lives and I watched the incident several times. And the victim was not upset and confrontational because he got kicked out because of his shoes. He was upset and confrontational because the owner went at his wife disrespectfully. So the way he handled that, I applaud him. Protecting Black women everywhere. Thank you. He did what he should have done because of the way the owner came at his wife. Secondly, as I stated, I too have been to many upscale restaurants. The rules are very clear on what you can and cannot wear. So should he have been kicked out? Probably. But the problem was the other woman that was in there, she did have a tennis shoes. She was just posted up at the bar. She also had a t-shirt. She didn't even look like she should have been there. So if he was getting kicked out, she should have got kicked out too. So it was unfair that he was the only one getting kicked out. But should he have been? Yes. Only because his shoes were white, like Kona said. But it should have been, everyone should have been kicked out if they weren't within dress code. Not him. So it did look like and feel like it was a racial thing. And when he approached the owner, who also had tennis shoes on in his own establishment, the owner was very disrespectful to him and to his wife and told him, you just can't wear the tennis shoes and that's it. And then attempted to walk away. And then the altercation started from there. So both parties were wrong. I feel it should have been handled differently. The owner should have just went back in and said, okay, you got to go too. I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's move on. As far as T.I., if you look at his Instagram, he initially said, do we need to shut down Umi like we did Houston's? So when Hona said, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't, he literally did and didn't. He was in defense of the victim first, trying to get us basically to shut down Umi like we did Houston's because of the way they treated Black patrons in Houston's as well. But then the owner of Umi reached out to him and said, hey, what can we do? So then he met with him. So he did everything he said he was going to do like he always does. Like what more can he do? I'm proud of T.I. for not just saying, okay, let's cancel this man. Let's cancel everything. If you don't give us what we want the way we want it, if you forget it, let's move on. He wanted to have a conversation and come together and see what we can do to change. So I'm proud of him for that. I'm proud of him for communicating, just period, which is what we need to do. Just because we don't get our way all the time doesn't mean that we just need to cancel everybody. Maybe there was a misunderstanding. Maybe someone didn't, whatever. So I'm on T.I.'s side all the way. And like he said earlier on his live, He's doing it because y'all ain't, we ain't. The comments were brutal on T.I. Brutal. And we're not talking about 50 Cent. Now he sold us out. We're not talking about how Lil Wayne sold us out, but we want to talk about T.I., who is coming to a situation as a mature man and wanted to have a conversation to solve an issue. So I'm on his side. I love it. I have no problems with it.
All right, our trail, we're going to go to you. What are your thoughts on it?
Pretty much agree with what everyone said. As far as the situation, I'll start with, I don't think T.I. was wrong. I think in our community specifically, just because we have so much going on in our community and there are always a lot of emotions, I think it's people immediately. So I don't judge anybody in our community for speaking up for what they think is right or what's wrong. I think that's
Okay,
fine.
you're breaking up our trail.
To hide how he was speaking on his live. I don't doubt it because I can understand why he would feel like, I don't know. I'll just keep going because I don't know.
I can hear you.
But when I watched T.I.'s video, I forget what I was saying. Yeah, when I watched the video with T.I. at the restaurant, I didn't like how he was speaking for the owners. Like if he wasn't allowing them to speak, it seemed like he was kind of being the mouthpiece for them. So I think being the victim in his shoes, he probably watched that and kind of felt like, well, what about me? Like, what about my wife? You know, why didn't we get a chance to go on and speak out? And, you know, I could see why he was emotional about that. Just on another note, though, I actually used to work with him a while ago, like, well, not a while ago, a few years ago. And he was a very nice guy. At that time, it was his fiance, but he talked about her nonstop, you know, just the sweetest guy, super chill, laid back. So I didn't like personally seeing T.I. kind of respond in that last live because they're not clout chasing type of people. Like they're not, if he's, like Chris said, he was speaking up for his wife, and I know he adores his wife. So he was coming from an emotional place. And I think if we all take a step back in certain situations and just kind of look at that and put everything into perspective, then we can come away with a better outcome. I just feel all around, it was just a lot of emotions involved. And it could have been handled a little bit better, but I don't have a problem with T.I. speaking up.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with him speaking up either. I guess for everybody that has a problem with it, it's the way, I guess he was speaking for the owner. I'm gonna unmute everybody. I didn't watch all of the lives. I watched some of the guys, but I feel like with T.I., you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. It was good that he came out and said something to him. Now, as for the guy, I can see his point of view as well. Like you said, Artrell, if I guess he wanted the apology first. But my thing is, you can't be. Do you want help or not? That's the only thing that I think about as the guy. It's like, come on now, you have a star backing you and your cause. So it's like you just take it for what it is, and it's good that he had that second conversation with T.I. to get his point across, because maybe at that moment he understood. They came to an understanding. So I don't agree with everybody being mad at T.I. I do see why they are, but it's good that he stepped up and said something. Did anybody else want to say anything about that?
I want to say I really want to see how it plays out, because I'm not totally sold on the fact that the owner didn't reach out to T.I. to save face.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sold on the fact that it came from a pure place yet. So, you know, TD,
Yeah.
you know how Starbucks did us, and they did all this other training and stuff. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I know it probably did not come from a meaningful place. You know, with all these businesses, they think about money. So he knows that with T.I. backing this man, he'll be canceled and shut down quickly because now the media has the attention or has this story. So for this restaurant owner, he's trying to save face, and that's probably why he reached out to T.I. as quick as he did, because he wanted to catch him before the guy could. And so
he made a statement saying he doesn't know why they allow people like the victim in that area anyway. So the owner made that statement. Yes.
Wait, what?
His wife, she's very beautiful. She's a lawyer. Hold on one second. She's a lawyer. So she I think that they should hit them where it hurts, in their pockets. I don't think they should go forward with the diversity training and trying to allow other people to step foot into their restaurant after it happened to the victim. That's crazy, because you know we can get sushi anywhere, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And let me see where. Yeah, this was on Hot New Hip Hop. That's where I saw the quote that came directly from
the victim,
the owner.
The owner.
When he said he doesn't know why they allow those people in that part of town.
In Atlanta?
Huh? In Atlanta, yeah.
In Atlanta?
Yep.
Oh, if that was on the live, I missed that, 'cause I saw a few times.
Black people were allowed anywhere.
I don't know about that.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's interesting. What I mean, Trail knows Atlanta probably better than I do, because I think you've lived here longer than I do. Atlanta is not, even though a lot of Black people live here, is still racist.
Oh yeah, it's very.
Yeah, and so
about money.
Yeah, it's about money, especially in Buckhead. Those areas. What's the other area where Lenox Mall? All of that. Those people are.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very racist.
They'll take money, but that doesn't mean they like you.
Yeah.
It's posted on the wife's Instagram. Her Instagram is the Georgia Lawyer, all one word. And she put, he called my husband a zero and said he was nothing. He said he didn't know why they let these people in Buckhead.
Also, the restaurant is in Buckhead. See, goes to show you.
Yeah, he
so
said
I
he
won't.
owned the
I
whole
won't be going.
shopping center and all that too.
Well, I won't be going to Umi Sushi. No.
I've never been
in the working bag.
So now we're gonna move on to Lil Wayne endorses Trump. I mean, to me, this is expected. Trump has supported rich people, so all these rappers like 50 Cent, they are thinking about their money. That's all that it's about. Lil Wayne, he supports cops because a cop saved his life. So I'm not surprised. But whoever wants to talk first can talk on it.
I have a question.
Yeah, and okay.
Can Lil Wayne vote? No, like, isn't he a felon? Can he vote?
I don't think so.
I don't think he's a felon.
You
felons
can vote if you're a felon.
Some states you can't, depending on the crime.
Is Lil Wayne a felon though?
Yeah, depending.
He was in jail. What was it, a misdemeanor?
I'm a felon to vote, or felons who vote, and
not all felons can vote depending on your crime. That's why.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot he was in jail. It depends on the crime. Yeah.
But I feel like, why now? This is literally 6 days, 7 days before. Actually, we're in 4 days now towards the election. Why now? It's like as soon as Biden came out with his tax plan, and he said that he's going to tax the rich. Obviously, now, let me just vote for and endorse someone else. Why now? And then Trump comes out and uses that as an advantage. Oh, he's such an activist. When has he ever been an activist? Like, saying stuff at this point. Lil Wayne has never. When you think of rappers and activists, Lil Wayne is not even in the conversation whatsoever, ever.
I know.
If he's not high.
Yeah, he said. Remember a few years ago, he said he didn't even know what the Black Lives Matter movement was.
Yeah.
A few years ago, Lil Wayne
and just
didn't even know what the Black Lives Matter
like it
movement
was
was.
picture day. Like,
I was gonna say
And with the thumbs
just
up
a
too,
few.
that's got me.
Yeah. Just a few months ago, he said he didn't like black women. He only wanted to date light or exotic women,
yeah.
exotical, as they say. He disrespected his own daughter, where she even came out and said something on the shade room. So him, 50 Cent, a little bit of T.I. have been canceled for me. The only reason why I've canceled T.I. is because I like what he's doing, but he made a remark about black people and the way that they spend their money. And I hate when rich people always try to tell us poor people, because I feel like I'm poor compared to them, how to spend my money. Like, don't tell me that I don't have the resources that you have. Half of the people that you're telling this to gave you that money that you have. So that's my only issue with T.I. But yeah, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, they've been canceled ever since they were talking about exotical women, whatever they want to call it. Lil Wayne half the time is on don't he drink scissor or what is it called now?
Lean. You drink that lean.
um,
That lean, because
Girl.
he has seizures because of that stuff. So
like why?
I'm just totally over
Y'all don't get it. What?
celebrities in general trying to tell me what to do.
mhm.
I'm just over it. And on both sides, I feel like what happened to talking to like political commentators and like professors and educators? Why are we talking to
Yeah.
Cardi B and Lil Wayne? Like, they can't tell me. They're not in my shoes.
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't even know what they're saying half the time. Like, you don't do that when you go to the Hispanic community, or if you're talking to a group of white people. You're not gonna go pull I don't know, the Dave Matthews Band and Mark Anthony and talk about politics. So why do you only do it for us? It's offensive, honestly.
It is very
I feel like they
offensive.
do. I think it's to reach the masses, especially with social media, because if you get, and especially with the influence that they have. So I think that they do it to everybody, not just us, really, truly. And again, because it is to reach the masses. That doesn't bother me really, because they personally don't influence what I do, but I understand why they do it. And then, quick question: Did Lil Wayne really endorse Trump, or did he just go meet with him and talk to him? Because that keeps happening when someone goes and meets and talks with this
He
clown.
he
All of a
endorsed
sudden, they say that
he endorsed him.
he endorsed him. Oh, okay.
He endorsed Trump, and he took a picture with him. And 50 Cent said that even though he supports Trump with the taxes, he would never take a picture with Trump like Lil Wayne did.
Like that.
So he was trying to troll Lil Wayne, but I'm like, you in the same boat, 50.
You
Yeah.
But to your point, Chris, though, I don't think anything's wrong. Like when celebrities do go speak to each candidate or whatever, I think you should talk to them. I don't have a problem, just like with the T.I. situation. I'm never going to judge anybody for what they think is right for them. So I don't have a problem with them going to speak to Trump or Biden. I personally feel like it's pandering. It's not just the fact that they talk to celebrities, it's everything that they do, specifically with the Black community. It's like the only way to reach us is talking about tennis shoes or hot sauce or learning to dance. It's like, no, just talk. Like there are, you can do that too, I guess maybe for the younger people, but there's a whole demographic of people who just want to talk, that know politics, that are educated. Like we can understand,
Yeah, I definitely get what you're saying, because it's like that ad, and I guess it went viral, but it was an ad here in Atlanta with strippers telling us to vote, and I thought it was funny. And
Okay.
yes, yeah, you haven't seen that ad?
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, with the strippers. Yeah, it was here in Atlanta, and it went viral. And so, to me, at times it is pandering, but you can't forget about that particular group of people as well. So it's like I see both sides of it, but like you said, Artrell, there are educated people, but for some reason it seems like they do go to the Cardi B's and the stars first before they, let's say, go to somebody like Angela Rye. Or Angela Ray. Well, I can't. What is her name? Rye or Ray?
Mhm.
I always say her name wrong. What'd you say? Rye.
It seems like
It's
they're
Rye.
trying to appeal to ages 18 to 25. That's what it seems like. That commercial that you're talking about, Candace, that show here in DC as well. To me, it's insulting, and I feel like even the Democrats, they're also getting Ludacris, Monica, and someone else from Atlanta to start running. They're going to be on their commercials that are going to start running. I haven't seen any, but closer to the election, you'll definitely see some of those commercials as well. And I'm like, first of all, they're all Atlanta artists, and then I'm thinking, why are they all in the music industry? Same
They
feelings
think
that you guys have.
they think we all live in Atlanta. No.
Yes, it's crazy, and so I think it's disrespectful, and it's like they don't even care to know that.
Yeah, I agree. And what
Well, I mean,
they
y'all
will
remember
find.
P
Oh,
Diddy
go
did
ahead.
it. It was P Diddy and MTV did it. I mean, we had Barack the Vote, and
Yeah,
that was a huge turnoff for
I
Black
feel
people.
like
So it's like, if it works, it works. And I do want to say this about 18 to 25-year-olds. I don't think you can influence them one way or another. They got their minds made up, and they're going to do what they want to do. And I don't think celebrities tell them what to do.
yeah, I think
That's my opinion.
what both parties fail to realize is that now most Black people we're not Democrat or Republican. We vote for, like, I've never voted a straight Democratic ticket or a straight
Right.
Republican ticket, and that's what they're failing to realize. And so it's a lot of us that we don't have any allegiance to any party, and that's what they're missing. They're going to miss those votes. And for those Black
Yep.
people that say it's not important to vote, it is very important, because they're trying all these tricks to get our vote. They're also, when we get to the polls, trying to stop us from voting in some states. So it is very important to vote. If it was not important, they wouldn't be trying to stop us from doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna keep saying that. But we've gone for about 37 minutes. What do y'all? We can do our final hot topics, whatever y'all want to talk about. I'll talk about this. Real Housewives of Atlanta. I probably will not be watching anymore. Nene is gone. She was my favorite. I don't like the two new ladies that they have, because one of them is a YouTube blogger and the other one is Drew Sidor, and I haven't seen her since the game, and the game went off TV 5 years ago. So, and she wasn't even the main cast. So I'm over it. But y'all can go.
Wait,
Well,
did you
I'm
say
definitely gonna
who else
watch.
is in it?
I just saw a commercial for. I don't know who the other person is. I just saw a commercial for it today, actually. I'm definitely gonna watch because Nene's gone. She was my
I
least
know.
favorite. I can't stand her. I'm so glad she's not on the show anymore. So that's why I'm gonna watch.
I'm gonna miss her. I knew you didn't like her, Chris, but I'm gonna miss her. I'm gonna miss the bloop and all the little sayings that she had. I was a big Nene fan. Oh, go
I
ahead.
agree. She was good for TV, definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, this new people. Another thing I don't like, this whole story about the threesome or whatever that they just did for the show. That it looks like that's going to be their big story of the season. Go ahead, Hannah.
Didn't that supposed to be happening at Cynthia's wedding that just happened? That sounds
Her
like, how did y'all
her
get
bachelorette party or
this
something like that.
already? And I mean, we all know Portia into things like that. Remember, she had lied on Candy, and to come out, she was really having threesomes with her. So, I mean, I don't accept it. I have not watched. When I say I haven't watched it, I think the last time I saw Phaedra was on there.
Oh wow, yeah, that Phaedra's been off for a minute.
Yeah, but when I say Phaedra, I mean like Phaedra and Apollo, like that.
Whoa.
Phaedra, not Apollo with the gel. Yes, it's been a while because I just care less and less about it. I wasn't big on Rachel TV anyway, but I watched it here and there because I like Sheree, and she was my favorite.
I used to like Sheree too. Who gonna check
she was my favorite. Yeah, that's my. Because Sheree didn't play. She did not play. So I'm like, I will watch it for her, but it's been a while, and I know I'm not, especially after that trailer. I'm like, oh, now y'all reaching. Like, it's just too much.
That's what got me to. The trailer was doing too much. Like, it was just. I don't like Kenya Moore whore.
I love Kenya.
Oh, you took it back with that.
Oh, I can't stand her.
Yeah.
Everyone says that. I love Kenya.
No, I liked Kenya in the beginning, but then she just started doing things to mess with them. And like I got on Portia's side when Kenya brought that bullhorn to the reunion and she was yelling in Portia's face. I would have dragged Kenya that day, like
Yeah.
Portia did.
I would have banged it upside her head so quick.
Yeah, so
Kenya is the
yeah.
worst housewife of all housewives in the whole franchise. I can't
But you
stand
know
her.
what?
Yeah.
Poor Kenya.
I agree.
Kenya outside of filming is a different Kenya.
Yeah.
I
And
doubt
I've heard them
I
say
don't
that.
when
think-
she tried to show that
Y'all know?
side, when she tried to have a private wedding and everything, they fire her when she's not that messy person.
Yeah.
But that's her
She
fault,
had
though,
a
to
private
me.
wedding because her husband's a narcissist.
And he's on the new season, he's supposed to be trying to take her daughter, and I think he's gay anyway.
Mm.
I thought I was the only one. Like, yes.
Yeah, so those are
You
my
can't tell
thoughts.
me he not.
I know, with that earring in his nose and all.
Like, who, Bob? Come on, sir.
Yeah.
And then when he had a dinner for himself, I guess, and he didn't even thank her. Like I was done.
You acting like Kanye?
Huh?
I said he acting like Kanye when he thinks himself
Yeah.
this weekend.
Let's talk.
Kim's bad.
Yeah, that was so weird and
So-
cringy. But let's talk about Kanye. I did want to talk about that. So what is going on with Kanye? Anybody?
Nothing.
What video? What happened?
He
Y'all didn't
he
see
bought
the
Kim.
hologram?
He got Kim a hologram of her dad for her birthday. And it just looked weird. And he was like, the dad was like,
And then
I've
he
watched you
complimented
grow up.
himself.
And
Some
Yeah.
people.
And then he got one of
like it.
himself.
He complimented himself though through her
He
dad.
did.
Her dad didn't even know you. He didn't even know you. That's what's the
Yeah,
sick part.
I
He's
don't
a
think
narcissist.
that. I don't think that she valued it
He
because
is.
she posted it to social media. It seems like that a lot of the stuff that she posts, it will be like little snippets of stuff that she likes, but the whole video was on social media. So I don't think that she valued that gift. To me, yes, I think it was very creepy. I'm like, he just ran out of stuff to get her. Like, that's just crazy.
Right.
I don't even.
So let me get you your dad this
Yeah,
year.
Yeah, but it was just so weird. He was like, I've watched your kids, and like, I was over it.
I don't want to hear that.
All right.
First of all, you know black people don't do well with ghosts.
So if Kanye's supposed to be like this big religious figure and things like that, is that what he really believes?
Huh? Wait, the hologram. Wait. What?
In
What did you
reincarnation or
ask?
what?
Because if he's a religious figure and things like that, and so is that what you're portraying onto your followers, that after someone dies,
That they're watching over
that
you?
they're still watching you?
Well, you know, he probably is looking at it as him being an angel watching over him. I don't know. It was weird. I did want to shout out because I like Kim Kardashian. I'm one of the only ones that like Kim Kardashian. And for Halloween, she was Carol Baskin.
No, I like her.
So I thought that was funny. So, and her friend was the Tiger King, and their kids were the little tigers.
Yeah.
Their kids were the little tigers. So I thought that was so cute.
He made a little
Kylie
comment
was
like, your
trash.
husband's not here.
Wait, what'd you say, Kanan?
Her best friend in the video made a little comment like, "Well, we're all here, but your husband's not here. So what are you implying, sir?"
Yeah, he gonna talk about the black man. What is like, sir? He's resting.
That's weird.
First of all, I
What
wouldn't
did you?
even allow you to say that because I wouldn't even
Yeah.
post it. Like, I don't care what me and my spouse are going through. You will not disrespect them. I don't care who you are. It's just no. I wouldn't even post that at all. Like, I don't care. We can go through all we want. I'm not going to post that. I'm not going to let the world know we're going through.
Yes, I agree, Hannah. Because regardless of what me and my husband go through, because he does get on my nerves, I'm not gonna post it though and put it on social media for people to see. I don't want people disrespecting him. But no, Kylie is trash. That's what you said, Hannah. I don't like
trash.
Kylie. I
Like,
like
why does
Kim.
it have to be the Power Rangers and y'all all look black?
Mm,
And all the Power Rangers weren't black.
What is
exactly.
what?
It was they had a
White
black
and
one, didn't they?
black.
Let's see, I didn't see Kylie either.
They only had one black one.
Her and
They had
I-
One black one,
the Black
one
Ranger
Asian,
was
Oh, the
black.
one's that. The yellow
and the
one.
yellow one was Asian.
Yeah. So yeah, the Black Ranger was black, the yellow was Asian, and the rest of them
Oh
was
yeah,
white.
that's right.
Yeah, like first, they're weirdos. And
Yeah.
then someone commented and said she looked like Jeffree Star. And
She did. When I first seen it, and she's a cute girl, but when I first seen it, I thought that was Jeffree Star at first
Oh my
glance.
God. That's an
What is
insult.
Jeffrey doing now? I was like, oh, that's cool. But the comment was like, she looked like Jeffree Star. I was really dying for like 5 minutes.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to see it. We can talk about him next. So Jeffree
Oh,
Star, I'm not that familiar with him. I know he dated the black guy or whatever,
man.
but he's a makeup artist. And why was he canceled by black people? I guess I'll talk about him next time. But why? I do want to know why was
Well,
he canceled?
he's been problematic for a long time though, like in the old school YouTube streets. Like a long time ago, like when YouTube first started taking off, he had made like a lot of really racist skits, like where he would pretend to be a black woman and be like, you know, you little like cussing N-word, like very, very, very racist. And then over time, just anything that's slightly off, people just jump on it and kind of try to cancel him, rightfully so. But yeah, so he's always been problematic for a long time.
I just
And also
know
that
of
black
him.
man he was dating, wasn't he? Didn't he expose him as gay? The black guy had a wife or a girlfriend or something.
Yeah, but then and I heard the black guy has AIDS now or something. I heard some crazy thing I heard about that.
It's like he's like, get out over there. He just collecting black men at this point because now he has a new one. Like, sir, what are you doing? First, you didn't like black people. Now you collecting them as trophies and give them the same robe. They have the same exact robe.
Oh wow!
Wasn't this might be from a different one? But wasn't he Kim Kardashian and Kylie's makeup artist for a while? And because he was problematic and fired him, is that what it was?
I believe he was. Well, I have to look it up. But we can end it here. I love the show. Thank you all for joining. I finished my cocktail.
I still have some.
Yes, we will be back next week. I'm going to look up some topics, but definitely thank you all for watching. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the Candy Shop. It's down at the bottom. Make sure you watch us on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Monday it's Media Monday. Wednesdays it's Story Time, and then Fridays it's the Candy Shop, my signature show, Ladies Night. So I want to thank you, ladies, for joining, and we're off.